The decision-making statement if is probably one of the most used statements in any programming language, regardless of whether it is C++, Python, BASIC or anything else. It represents a junction in the code where if one condition is true, do this, or if it is false, do that. If uses a Boolean expression within its statement. If the Boolean expression is true, the code within the statement is executed. If not, then the code after the statement is executed instead. So first, create a new C++ file and enter the relevant standard headers as usual. If is best explained when you use a number-based condition. What's going on here? To begin, an integer called num was created and assigned with the value of 1. The if statement comes next, and in this case we have instructed the code that if the condition the value of num is less than 1, then the code within the braces should be executed. The second cout statement displays the current value of num and the program terminates safely. It's easy to see how the if statement works if you were to change the initial value of num from 1 to 31. When you change the value to anything above 30, then build and run the code. You can see that the only line to be outputted to the screen is the second cout statement, displaying the current value of num. This is because the initial if statement is false, so it ignores the code within the braces. You can also include an if statement within a do-while loop. For example, the code here is simplistic but effective. First we created a floating point integer called temp, then a do-while loop that asks the user to enter the current temperature. The first if statement checks to see if the user's inputted value is less than or equals to 0. Otherwise, if the input is greater than 0, the code outputs at least it's not freezing. And finally, if the user enters the value minus 10,000, which is impossibly cold, so is therefore an unrealistic value, the do-while loop is terminated and a friendly goodbye is displayed to the screen. Using if is quite powerful if it's used correctly. Just remember that if the condition is true, then the code executes what's in the braces. If not, it continues on its merry way. See what else you can come up with using if and a combination of loops.